Hello and welcome to everybody out there on the interwebs. I'm Doc Eon. I'm here to ramble about miniatures. It is Monday, the 23rd of March, 2020. I'm going to start out with the Reaper Bones that I painted some last time. And in the front we have the somewhat giant bats from the Bones 4 Kickstarter, where I've gone for not not a solid color, not exactly the same color. I try to make the wing membranes a lighter color to just make them distinct from the body and from the pinions, whatever you want to call them, of the wings, and also distinct from the stones. There's a lot of flocking coming off here. This is the trickiest one, the one with the folded wings. Anyway, then we have the translucent ones, which are, they perhaps don't come across well in this lighting, but this is the Shadow Demon, where I've just enhanced the blue of that was there already a little bit, and the Fire Elemental, where I've actually added it's the base of it is kind of orange, and I've added some red and some yellow in the proper places. On camera, the red, the most, it doesn't really look. I can't really see the difference between the orange and the red on the camera right now. If I look at it with my naked eye, I can. So that's a little worrying, perhaps, but oh well. We'll see if the still pics bring it out. Yeah. Overall, fun stuff. Thought I forgot about these guys, didn't you? But no, the stone giants are done. I mean, they're not pretty, but they're done. I decided to just, forego having too much highlight and shade on these flat surfaces and just paint them very simply. I tried to add some texture in the highlights of the skin. I began trying to make them subtle so they don't look too out of place. These were, surprisingly difficult sculpts to work with, but I got to someplace that I can live with in the end. And yeah, those are done as well. Next up, these very odd birds. Now the post-apocalyptic sniper is perhaps not so strange. She's squatting there and sticking her tongue out for some reason. But this lady has a very weird pose, and the colors I chose, I don't know why I chose them. They sort of just popped into my head. I don't know if they really work. I don't know if the blue and the purple are too close to each other. They sort of make her look more like a superhero than a cyberpunk or post-apocalyptic or sci-fi character. More cartoony, but that's perhaps not wrong. I don't know. But it's an unusual model, and I had to make unusual choices about the painting to make it work at all. So, well, you be the judge if it comes across well. So here's an overview of all the new stuff that's been prepped and even started a little bit. There's some base coats on a few things, and I've worked quite a lot on the armor of the Dark Elves. Armor on Dark Elves is tricky because canonically, Drow in D&D are supposed to have pure black armor. They're using adamantine, I think, in their armor and weapons, so it's pure black, or rather shiny black. That's hard to do. If you, I mean, there is a black metal paint from Vallejo that I've actually used as the base coat for this. But you know, you have to add some highlights because at this scale, simply glossy black isn't going to read well. So I have to cheat by adding some silver to get the highlights, but then toning it down and making it, you know, giving the impression of it being really dark with glazes and washes and inks of blue and black. Hopefully it looks okay. Now, the 3 layers in front are the ones that I said I was going to paint at the store tonight. However, plans are changing because Miniature Magic Mondays, as they're called, because it's, as I think I've mentioned, both miniature painting and a magic draft happening at the same time, have been cancelled for the time being because of the coronavirus scare. So I don't know when it will start up again. It's going to be gone for at least a month, probably more. And I'm relegated to just painting at home again. Oh well. I'll just have to try to be more disciplined. And oh, and by the way, I'm painting this queen off her throne. You'll see that there's no primer here, and there's a bit on the throne where I masked it off and tried to leave it, tried not getting any paint on it. So I'll assemble that after painting. But anyway, the problem, as I said, was discipline. Don't get sidetracked. And try to focus on painting at least a couple of hours each night. And you know, on the other hand, since everything else I could possibly do in the evenings has been cancelled, all I can do is stay at home and work on my hobbies. I just have to, you know, divvy up the time between my different hobbies in an equitable and fair manner. So it's entirely possible that I'll finish this whole slew of figures you're looking at now by next week. Can't promise it, but you know, it's in the realm of possibility. And we have some new minis to add to my collection. As you can perhaps tell from the label, it's a Kickstarter from Midland Miniatures, and it is for Bandits. Now, I actually backed the second of their campaigns for Bandits, and it was for this batch of all-female bandits, actually. So there's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 female Robin Hood types in here, and that is what this card represents. It's Waylaid by Bandits Volume 2. Now, I had resisted getting Volume 1, but when I decided to back this campaign, I got the older campaign as an add-on. I just couldn't help myself. So here we have 3, 5, 7, 9, 11 male bandits. It seems like they planned this from the start. They didn't do a mixed group from the start. They did all men because they knew they would be doing a second Kickstarter with the women. So, geez, 23 more minis. Oh well. So, because I have so much new stuff, I have to start painting some of them, and let's do it in chronological order. So I will take this batch first, the dudes. These 11 will be my character project for next week. As mentioned, there won't be any painting at the game store for a while, so I'll have to do it at home, but I still want to prep some characters, as in humans or demi-humans, each week, and some monsters, so I get a little bit of variety. And these 11 will be enough for the character portion of that. So let's think about what monsters I want to paint. And for the monsters, let's do some scenery. From the latest Reaper order I got, I decided to get the Altar of Evil and the Will of Chaos and paint them up. Why not? It could be useful. I also wanted to keep digging at the Kickstarter, the Bones 4, and from the set that I'm working on right now, I picked up the rest of the translucent minis and actually took them out of their baggies so you can see them properly. Now, this is another one of those crystals. I thought, I painted 2 of these, or 3, I don't recall, smaller ones, and I think it was 2. And I thought that was all of them, but apparently I missed one that was rattling around in the box. So we'll rectify that. The other purple or pink thing here is the Displacer Beast, where, yeah, I need to do something about these tentacles. I'll have to do the hot and cold water thing to separate them and straighten them out. Otherwise interesting. And then we have these 2 slimes, which are odd. They're barely translucent. They're in a very dark gray. And this one, because it's thinner, you can see through. But this one is almost like a solid chunk. Yeah, it is kind of solid. The hole in it, it's not hollow all the way. I don't know what else I can do with these, honestly. I don't know that I need to paint them at all. I mean, maybe there are some of the, I don't know if you can tell on this guy, almost looks like there's little pieces of stuff absorbed into it, and maybe I can paint those. But yeah, we'll have to see about this. Anyway, so there you have it. 5 bones and a lot of metal bandits. No, 6 bones miniatures. And all those metal bandits from Midland. That should be enough to keep me busy. And this is enough to keep you busy. I mean, if you watched this far, you've been kept busy for a while. So I won't keep you any longer. I'll be signing off in a second, right after I remind you to check back here, same day next week, same channel, for another Monday Miniatures Ramble. Until then, bye-bye.